6:30. We're doing tasting. Previously, not doing tasting. We're talking about.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. The pledge of allegiance. To the republic, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll come back in second grade.
Well, in school, they used to do it every morning, over the name, everything. I'm not sure if they still do that.
They do. At least it's ordered.
Thank you.
The first item on our agenda is special exception permit application, 16 Old Riverhead Road. We had a gentleman stop in the office and say that he's going to withdraw this application, as far as I know. And he's not here, so I assume that that's the case. So that will be withdrawn or addressed at another time. The next one, I would like to go. I don't think Mr. Dawson is here, so the T-ball Little League thing, I think will postpone because I spoke to him on the phone. Okay. Next one is the Houston Village property, St. Patrick's Day Parade. We are honored to have Mr. Stephen Frano here, not only presenting, but marching, doing it all, I guess. So, Mr. Frano, you're on.
St. Patty's Day Parade this year is on March 15th, okay? And it's the same parade route, it's everything for the past 57 years. Sure. Nothing's changed. It'll still start at noon.
Okay.
Should be done by 1:30, 2 o'clock usually. I mean, the parade route is in that. Trying to keep the number of entrants down to like it was the past couple of years, where it was down a little bit. Oh, it's not too crowded, but, and like that. Other than that, it's the normal stuff. Parade route is Low Road, is, Low Road, Main Street. Has a trail on Main Street.
Okay.
On the, the county trailer.
What's the date again?
The 15th, that Saturday the 15th.
The police department is more than ready for it. We can talk
Yeah.
about it already.
I already sat down with Steve and talked to him about it.
Okay.
So,
DPW is more than ready as well. It's a tradition.
Yeah. And it's Saturday, we did that last year, the green lights around the light poles on Main Street.
Okay.
We're gonna do that, we're gonna
Do the same.
do the same thing.
Take a Tommy glove out there? Oh, man.
No, Tommy has nothing to do with it. I just happen to be the grand marshal this year, but I'm also on the parade committee.
Congratulations on doing everything. Okay.
Is there anything that, I just found out today that the insurance will be, I was hoping to bring it tonight, but it wasn't ready. It'll be here on Friday. So, well, you'll have it more before definitely before that's the only thing that holds it up. They want to know, are there any animals marching in the parade?
Horses and things?
Horses and things like that, and dogs. If you have dogs in it, it's just, you go to a special rate.
My homeowners, they asked me what kind of dog I have. So it depends on the breed.
Yeah.
Or different breeds have
Yeah.
different categories for
We don't,
homeowners.
it got too expensive, so we said, no, there's no dogs allowed in the parade. No animals allowed. Not sure about horses, it's supposed to be the horses, whether they show up or not. Whether horses are weather dependent. People are not.
I have one, I hesitate to bring this up, but I will. There was, spoke to Matt about it this morning, painting, the street green. We were, if you wanted or were pursuing that at all, shamrocks, here and there down the parade route Is that something he had
If
discussed
anything-
or asked
anything.
for?
Well, just whatever we can get. We'd asked for the, like, when I was on the board and all that stuff, and they kept on asking about the green line going there. I said, we can't do the green line on top of the yellow, on top of the line. It doesn't work.
That-
So I said,
that's
we
what
got
agreed.
away from that. I said, maybe the green line off the side of that, if we did that, or the shamrocks, either one, it's fine.
I think that we kind of concluded the shamrocks would be easier, cheaper. The green line is hard to get it straight.
Yeah.
I guess it's good, it is not that good.
If you want, I could do it.
Uh, we can talk about shamrocks along
Yeah.
the route.
Yeah, just, a few of them spread out around the route, and that's fine. Okay, and these are good washable paint,
Water,
Yeah,
water-based paint.
so hopefully it doesn't rain. Anybody got any, say in the weather for that thing?
Okay, anyone else have questions? I think we're all good. All right, thank you, Mr. Frano.
Okay.
So, Mr. Frano, did you change hats? No?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Mr. Frano's up again, representing the fire department. Talk about false alarm fees for the, fire department. We have them in place for the police department. Southampton Town has them in place for the town, like West Hampton and so on and so forth. So
But they're not, and that's why I made a copy of the town law, for you guys. Instead of reinventing anything, the best thing to do is just copy the town law.
Would you write this?
Well, if you want, if you look back there in 1986, the original law that was written there, you know who wrote that one? Me. Yeah, I had coloring books back then. Anyway, so instead of reinventing everything with the false alarms and everything else like that, there's some minor changes that have to be made to this law, but just the meat of the thing is really there. The fee schedule should be changed in there, and the time limits on them. And, what else was the other one? The definitions is, it's just and the provision, there's a provision in there with the town that there's a percentage that goes between the town and the fire districts. This is, my suggestion was 50-50 split. Okay, because you're doing the administration, so you get 50% for the administration. Okay. And then just over the schedule of fees, I would go over that again and change. I'm not too happy with the town one. We just did the statistics for 2024. We did 724 alarms for the year. Approximately 590 for automatic alarms of some sort, between either automatic fire alarm, automatic CO alarm, or something of that nature. And about, guesstimating, we couldn't break it down into the village or town, because that includes the fire district.
say all the auto alarms were false?
Out of those 500, we had I think we had 14
Actual alarms?
actual alarms.
Okay.
So it hasn't been 14 or 15, I get, the exact number.
570 false alarms.
Yeah, both alarms, basically, that are running around. We did have, so this past year, accidents that have occurred because of responding to alarms, individuals responding to alarms, was 3. 3 people were involved in an accident going to an alarm. So, it was. Thing about it is, the fire department, the village, everybody wants to get cut back on them. And it seems the people, there's a nature with people that they just don't care. And, so if we maybe start finding some of these people, that they will think about it, hey, get the thing repaired, get it fixed. Now, especially the repeat alarms. that go on every, in the summertime, it's just ridiculous with some of these people. And one of the things you want to cut down is because we have to complain about is the siren all the time. Like, hey, we cut it down a third, it's gonna be that much better.
I don't know what type of alarm it is though. Like how would you know if it's, you just don't go into all the alarms, or how would you distinguish which is which?
What do you mean, every alarm that gets, the process of an alarm that gets put out is the alarm company,
Yep.
alarm goes out, it gets sent to the alarm company, same as the burglar alarms
Yep.
or the fire alarms. The fire alarms go to the county, and Suffolk County is the dispatcher for the fire alarms. Okay, under their protocol, every fire alarm, doesn't make any difference what they've heard or anything like that, gets put out as a structure fire. Because it's coming from a
Yeah.
structure. So it gets put out as an automatic alarm, structure fire. Everyone.
Yeah. Then you can't distinguish, you have to go to those.
You have to go. You don't know until you get there. Then you get there and there's oh, I'm sorry, I was changing the batteries. I forgot to call the alarm company.
We set one off in Quogue on our job today, that's why.
Oh. Sanding,
Was that?
or,
No, it's just the insurance companies make us put alarm system is in during construction, so.
Yeah.
We had it on test and the test ran out, we didn't realize it, so it went off today and then
It
the
went
police
off.
department showed up.
no, but that's usually, the other one is the construction. You're required, that you're supposed to be required, the detectors are supposed to be covered
Yeah.
with I call them the rain cap, the women's rain cap that
Shower
your
cap.
shower cap, that you're supposed to use. We go into houses half the time, you see so much dust and from sheetrock and everything else like that. And oh, we forgot to put them on.
They should get it fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
And that's what it is. So that's what, presented. I think it's a matter of, we talked about it when I was on the board.
Yeah.
We had written it up and it kind of got put out there, but we didn't do anything with it. Sidelined and,
Should be addressed.
And the fines wouldn't stop the amount.
yeah, but the repeat alarms, what you're gonna get, yes, it should cut back some of these repeat alarms from some of these
We'll
people.
take care of the problem.
They'll take care of the problem. As you know, with the alarms, oh, you mean you're supposed to change the batteries once a year?
Yeah.
After it goes off. And the other one I was talking about is which is annoying, which you guys don't usually know about, is the test alarms. Your alarm goes out on a test on a weekly or daily basis, whatever it happens to be. And it's usually done between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. So it doesn't interfere with anything in the house or anything like that. You don't hear it, you don't do anything about it. But when they go, if they fault to a fire alarm. So we get it at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I'm sorry. I've done 52 years in the fire department at 3 o'clock in the morning for an automatic alarm. Call me when there's smoke coming out.
Questions from the board? Okay, I think we can tweak this, work on this and.
Yeah. If you want some help tweaking the way the fine schedule should be and everything else like that, I have some ideas about it.
Me and Steve. Get together. All right. Anyone else? No? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Farrell.
Okay, thank you guys, I appreciate it. Hope you have a good, and St. Patty's Day, if anybody needs, tickets. I have $100 tickets and I have $20 tickets.
Okay, good.
Erin said she was gonna buy 5 tickets.
They're in the mail.
All right. Use of village property, East End Little League, I mentioned before. I did have a meeting with, the church and they've been very considerate in not counting the Little League and a couple other events as events. And I met with them to confirm that that is still the case, and that was yesterday, and that is still the case. The only difficulty we have is that there are a couple of conflicts with other events where the East End Little League is gonna have to scale back their facility, and they agreed that they would handle that. And there's only one time basically that we have to have them scale it back. The other events, I don't think are large and require that. So, they're willing to, cooperate, and that's the only issue after that. So I'll put it on the agenda, for the next meeting because the season starts, soon. Any questions from the board on that? No? Okay, good. The next one is the, Power Squadron. They put in their application and they will be doing the same event on the same weekend that they did last year. And that is where they had, their event at the marina. They reserved all of the transient slips for that weekend. It's the last weekend in July. They have a tent set up, they have a ceremony, flag raising ceremony with a cannon and one cannon shot, at noon. And I think everything went very well. They cleaned up afterwards and it was a very nice event for the marina. I think you recall that. Mano and I went through a lot of, meetings with them for their first time through, and now that that's over, I think they have a routine and things will go well. So, any questions on that one? We can put this on the agenda for approval. They've submitted all their paperwork. They just have, because we have a different application fee now, they have to supply another $100 check, but other than that, will be all set. Any questions? Okay. Good. So that'll be on the next end as well. Next on buildings and apartment fees. Mr. Hammond proposed, and I sent it on to you before earlier on, changes in or improvements for building department fees.
Yeah, we haven't touched the building permit fees in over 15 years. Remember the exact date. Long and short of it is, a dollar is 66 cents what it was 10 years ago. There's rising costs with health insurance, pension contributions, and with Carrie retiring. I'm having a hard time replacing the spots. I'm concerned that some of the salaries aren't attractive enough. With all the other things, the village has to keep the lights on. You know, our main income outside of taxpayer is construction. I've looked at just tweaking the fees to make up for the shortfall, due to inflation and just rising costs. Roughly, that's the numbers we've pinned to is, all right, if the dollar is 66 cents, raise it to a point where we're back to $1, just trying to keep pace. So it's kind of a convoluted formula. It's $50 for the first $1,000 worth of construction, and then $6 for every 1,000 thereafter. But then there's, if you're in a floodplain, there's a surcharge on it. If you're in a coastal erosion, there's a surcharge. Each individual things can add to that. But we're seeing more and more, you know, the house that, you know, our permit fee would be $3,500 for a $1 million house. Now that same house is $2, $3, $4 million, and our permit fees really aren't scaling with that. We're spending more money with just the construction in general. I don't take it lightly, the concept of it, but I think it is something that we should look at from time to time, just so that you don't have a massive shortfall and feel like you have to jack it up overnight. It's something you should probably look at every decade or so.
We are way less expensive than Farmington.
I think we're less expensive than a lot of the surrounding areas. So,
The town raised theirs, the dunes raised theirs, the Southampton Village is
Well, very low enough, so we have to just tell what it is. Selling to in the village.
like Brad mentioned, we haven't raised the rates for
15.
at least 14, 15 years.
Yeah, you've been here 12 years.
Yeah.
You never, haven't done it.
My tenure, so.
My idea was to shoot for the organization, really, not to pull the rug out from someone who's planning on applying now. Again, I think these are modest. I don't think this is gonna be sticker shock, but someone who, their fee was gonna be $5,000 today, it might be 5,700. And this gets adopted, it's not.
So we could actually, as you said, present it and maybe make it effective July 1.
Yeah, if we want, I mean,
We could adopt it now, but not have it take effect, that way
Right,
you
so
give people
there's-
plenty of warning, if that's what
Yeah.
you're.
and the full board's not here tonight, I just didn't,
Right.
it's been something I've been mulling over for a few months.
We even have to give them that length of time to adopt, change it. Just change it. What it is. You go to McDonald's or the other place, they change the fee, you gotta pay right then.
It's people who are stuck in a variance mode or something like that, it's given like a.
I can see if you're already in, that end, but if you're going in now, applying for permit, then we should pay the updated fee, that's what it is.
We do have to rely on the Southampton Towns, government permitting system. And so if we adopt any changes, I still need, Southampton Towns IT to enact those changes. So it would be, there would be a little bit of a time period.
I guess the time is fine, but I'm just saying, but we shouldn't have to be waiting. We should have changed the thing and.
It could be changed quicker, I was just
Yeah.
thinking that we would
Do it.
talk about it. I'm sure we have to have a public hearing, so you might get some input, you know. Just a point.
Listen, all bills are going up tremendously all over. All electric bills, everything's going up every week. It is what it is. They don't give you any notice. They just change the fee. It just changes it.
Do we have to have a public hearing for that? Yes. Okay.
And we should put it on.
Yeah, we don't have, I mean, it's changing the, sorry.
It's in the code, it's not a separate, it's part of the code.
building two, 3 million dollars.
It's by resolution. It's a fee schedule, not in the code, so by resolution, you can change the fees, so
Yes.
maybe you don't need a public hearing, but I just didn't imagine.
I'm not sure, yeah, if it's just resolution, may not need it, but what I'd actually wanna do is look at the last one that was adopted, cause if it was adopted after a public hearing, then the amendment should also be adopted after a public hearing, but maybe that's something we can just take a look.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay.
You are right, it's in the schedule, it's not in the code.
Yeah, because often we increase fees without a public hearing because it's a separate fee structure. It's referenced in the code, this can be changed by resolution of the trustees.
And the version, you will add, there's an updated version you'll add to make sure
Okay,
the numbers are more or less the same, it's just some typos.
all right, good. Any other questions? Okay. Next one. When Brad is talking, this is like Steve Reynolds.
So,
Large format rule plans digitization.
yeah, so right behind this, this wall here is our archives. We are running out of room pretty quickly. You know, plans are larger, even when I try to get small scale plans and get rid of redundancies. There's a finite amount of space, and at some point, these things are gonna have to be shipped off-site, but digitized as well. So we had an expert in digitization come in to give us an estimate, as they've successfully done for other building departments on the island. We have each individual tax map has a box, a file, what have you. Could have one permit, could have 20 permits, could have no permit. So everything in here is just an estimate. So we broke the estimate up into two ways. One is digitizing everything, which my estimation would not be something we would do in 1 year. It would be something we phase, something we couldn't still have a lot of our paper on site, but maybe chunks of it would be sent out to this company for digitization. We do have large format rolls, like maps of Great Lawn, or the Village Green, or this building. There are maps that aren't actually tied to tax maps that are taking up a lot of space in there as well. And so I asked this expert to give us an estimate on just getting that stuff done. The larger rolls are a little complicated, just because they have to roll it. It goes through a large machine. But we got two estimates, one for, and they are estimates because it's based on how much paper they're actually scanning. One estimate is for everything, and the other estimate is just to take the rolls out of the way, which would actually give us probably 2 or 3 years just to save space. Yeah, space is savings. So and by doing the large roll format first, we can make room back there, but also you could see how easy it is to work with this company, because before I give your files or your files to, we want to make sure this is something that we can access when we need, that their company is going to be responsive if someone does foil that. Supposedly it's, someone comes in foils, and if they have that site off-site, if they have that file off-site, it's just an email to them, they'll put that one to the top of the list, scan it to us, and we'll have it digitized even faster. So it will help out with our folder request, which is a big part of what the staff does day to day. So I'm recommending that maybe we can tackle the first step and see how that goes with the large roll formats. We would have all our village plans then digitized. It would be easy to send around. So if Pat says, "Oh, I want to do some work at Village Hall," or his shop, we might more easily find those things. Or if we want to do a project in Reno, all of a sudden you don't have to run around and get a survey. It should be more accessible. That estimate is just under 50,000. It's not that significant, but part of raising the fees is to try to help us down. If that goes well, we'd like to try to tackle the second part in digitizing everything back there. And I would imagine that would be over a period of 5 or 6 years. I don't want to rush it. And also, we don't want to spend a tremendous amount of money in one year.
Do it incrementally.
Do it incrementally.
Also, can we buy the hardware ourselves and do it ourselves?
We can.
I mean, we used to have, we can buy the big scanner and scan the plans as they come in, and then we have it, IT set it up where it goes right into a file and they're sitting there. So instead of us paying someone to do that for us, why can't we invest in the hardware ourselves and do it ourselves?
Definitely can do that. It's just that I think that is a full-time job for an employee that I don't have.
No, but we might be, I'm just saying it might behoove us to have that. If you think longevity, how many, you're gonna spend 50,000 this year, next year 50,000, but how much it's gonna cost us? I'm just saying, I'm not knowing that end of the business, I'm just saying,
What
that
about
might
even
be
like,
something.
well, starting like even say today, do we need to even take paper, do we take paper plans to Storm still, or we just do everything with PDFs now?
So I don't have a long-term digital storage solution currently.
Okay.
What's on our building permit system is just permits, COs. We can do some things and some small surveys, but we don't have a plotter where you can scan large format.
What I'm saying is like if,
So I could take, I know what you're saying. For every application, I could take an digital
yeah,
version of that. I don't have anywhere to put that.
you don't have to.
So, and even if I did, what happens often with digital plans is, first set is digital, you make changes as they go. You don't want to always get the data digitals. I mean, that's a process that I can work through better once we have it. To start from zero, I can take a thumb drive right now or a PDF right now or everyone's plans, but it's not going anywhere. I don't have
the storage.
I don't have a server.
That would probably like, that's like one of the first things you have to do is find that.
If we were to do it in-house, that would be a cost associated with just having servers, and having that storage and having IT set.
But the only architects, like people that design the plans now, can't they just send it over digitally? And then we could have the ability to import it into us digitally, we have it. And then it's
You're
not-
saying there's no place to keep it though.
I know, no, I'm saying that these are things we should look at first, to say, take that 50,000, apply it to building our own infrastructure, maybe to do something like that we can handle it. That's where it's gonna end up going anyway.
We
you
could
know?
talk to our IT professionals.
I mean, just to get an idea of cost basis to see what's more prudent for us. I think that might be the way to go for the future. That's where it's all gonna go anyway. You know?
I agree. And as new things come in, it's a lot easier to starting in 2026, okay,
Yeah.
everything is being scanned in.
Yeah.
If we have that infrastructure in place going forward, it'll be easy.
Yeah.
Going back, because I've done digitization for
Yeah. I got it.
previous town, it's very hard to catch up. Someone doing it all day long, it's menial, it's mind numbing, it's not fun. And that's almost a full-time job, that's another health insurance, it's another pension, it's the idea of having outsourcing it is that we don't have to employ. I'm open, it's something that I would love to not have to tackle. If that room was 50% bigger, I'd be like, somebody else's problem in the future, but at some point we should
You should go after it now, but I think that we're gonna look at all efforts right now before we jump to one thing. Even if we hired somebody temporary to start scanning these things in, it might be cheaper than, we need the hardware first. Actually, we should start off with the hardware first, and make sure we can handle it. No,
Storage first, we need to.
that's what I meant,
Yeah,
the hardware
storage,
combinations to do it.
those large ones, they're not that.
Yeah,
And it's like.
yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff.
But you built it into the permit fee?
Yeah.
Issue.
I have it right now on my
Essentially
application.
comment account for that possibility.
I have it on my application right now, digital, but it just doesn't go in. It's just a thumb drive that kind of sits in a drawer.
You know what I mean? It's like, you've tweaked the application fee numbers. You account for the future needs of a server or a plotter or something like that. Now could be the time to generate the revenue to offset that expense. You don't normally see villages have sophisticated systems. Towns do. Towns out there are terrific, but they have full-time people doing their GIS system. More than one. East Hampton doesn't have a good one, but they're working on it. Southold has a clunky system, but they have every building department and plan, everything is digitized in Southold, so. It's hard to, none of the villages really have the capacity to do that. It's a lot of work, and hard to justify it for small, like you can. Somebody comes in and says, I need to see the file for this property, know where to get it.
But as you said, you have a fee associated with it being paid by the client, so they.
It could be.
Yeah,
No,
so
I
that would
agree.
be an answer to your question right there is, gotta pay for it, and they're gonna cover the cost and expense of what's gonna take. You know, I mean, there's no way in the future, unfortunately, so we better be proactive than sitting back and waiting for what's.
Southampton Village, which has the highest building permit fees, to get it, like their ability to, you put in a foil, they hand you a thumb drive within a day that has pretty much everything on it, so. Something to be said for high building permit fees, because at least it comes with a service coming back to. the
Helps
community.
with the foil time spent on foils right now.
Because even the foil, without the infrastructure here, even the foils, it's really come look at the plans. We can't, anything over 11 by 17, we couldn't even scan, so I'd love to just, here, it's all. Here it is.
We should look at multiple approaches to all this.
Before we jump at one thing, and make sure we spend that money wisely.
Anything else?
Okay, thank you. Next, LED traffic light upgrade, camera sensor upgrade. You explained it to me, it makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure I can explain it to somebody else. So,
So, we have 4 traffic lights that we pay for the maintenance on. Only one of them is exclusive on Village Road, and all the others are just they're near Town Road, except for one. This is the one we seem to have the problem with. It's an older light. Probably hasn't been, I couldn't tell you when the last time it was ever replaced. But, we are having consistent issues and we're calling out the electricians on an emergency basis, and there's obviously a fee, even though they're in contract with us to handle it. Their recommendation to us was to upgrade to an LED bulb instead of the halogen bulb, and that makes perfect sense. Less of a draw on the system.
Increases reliability.
Right, increase the reliability. It's hoping to cut down on the emergency call-ins because they get pricey. And then while I was entertaining that with with them, I had asked about, traffic monitoring because currently we have the ductile loops you see in the roadway. They're cut out, they're little silver linings as you approach the, stop bar. That pressure triggers the sensor to let them know that there's a vehicle waiting, adds it into the K line, and that's how it processes the traffic information and will signal the lights. Obviously, modern technology has proven a little better because those are heavily affected by weather. So if there's snow on the ground, they're not signaling. If there's a breaking electricity, or if somebody cuts the road open, or if there's a crease and separates the road, you're also cutting into a brand new road. It doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. So now they're switching to camera systems, and camera systems are counting vehicles. They're designed to kind of just pick up the signal of the car and registers it as a vehicle, and effectively changes the traffic signal as needed.
Right.
So it's a little more modern. It's a little expensive, but I figured while we're having them, entertain changing the LED lights, maybe we can save a little money and have them do the camera at the same time. Can't bring that up. That's where we're at. These are both on county contract.
Just essentially be one of the four traffic lights.
Correct. This is just for Sunset and Mill, just for now.
We have the most trouble with.
That's the only one that seems that hasn't been replaced. The ones on Montauk were replaced within my career here. And the one at Mill Road was replaced right before I got here. Mill and Onek. This one on Mill and Sunset are, even the housings on them are very dated, so I'd have to look back at the files if I could even find any of them.
Still Steve back in the 52 years.
Probably does. Maybe any questions about that?
Question.
How much is this company?
So the LED upgrade, and again, these are all prevailing wage rates, these are contract pricing that the county contracts. We're effectively just fall under the umbrella of the county contract, so to replace the LED bulbs in the one traffic signal, like the whole traffic signal in that intersection is $14,955. And then the camera system is $25,000 change. I'm hoping if we have them do the lights, because again, they're charging us for an electrician here and a bucket truck. And then they're charging again, it's an electrician and a bucket truck, so I'm hoping if we combine the two of them, we'll save some money.
We're spending $1,000 a month just in the maintenance contract. And that'll remain the same.
Right, it doesn't change as of
But
now.
it doesn't cover things. Every time that traffic light breaks down,
We need to talk
fee.
$1,200 every single time.
and it's been breaking down more frequently. So, because it's not, there you can. Crossing guard.
No,
I want to.
but there's no state funding, federal funding to help.
We
stuff
could
like that.
possibly as a team using CHIPS funds, something
I
like
didn't
that.
know if they
Yeah.
had something available that might offset.
And I could help research that.
That would be one answer. I would think that, look at that.
Chips funds.
Yes, it's available for those kinds of things, so I
Okay,
just wanna
that's a
confirm
Viable.
before I guarantee that, I just wanna
Okay.
confirm with the CHIPS rep. Make sure.
Yes. All right. And then the laser speed detection device, right?
This is anything that we're just upgrading equipment. We currently have 2 lease devices, but they are, I believe, about 10 to 12 years old. I'm functioning right now, so rather than get into repair something, it's already at the end of its life, just replacing one of them. It's just one of the tools that we use every day. So it's just upgrading.
Bucks.
Once is $2,300.
What do you mean?
2300.
The cheapest one.
Right, yeah, I can,
That's why I picked Maxo first.
I know.
She softens it.
Like I can see all these. Right.
Any questions on that one? Okay, good. And then the outfitting of police
you speak of, this is.
That one's a little bit more expensive.
Well, I think the news is in line with, we do up vehicles. We're at, 21 on it, 1043, which is in line with, what it costs of the vehicles. Last meeting, we approved the purchasing of, the new car, and now's what makes it a patrol car. Installation of computer systems, installation of lights, sirens, the communication devices, the storage locations, so we can, all that equipment that we did buy, keep safe in the back of the car. This is a company we've been using, we've really liked the way that, they responded to us, especially when we have an issue with the cars, so we're just gonna keep on remaining with them. That's what IT has set up, but we have.
I should thought. I guess we have to outfit it, that's part of the deal. It's the way it works, unfortunately. Right, thank you.
No vacations.
Anyone else, any questions, board members, anything else? Okay, we don't have an executive session, we have nothing else on the agenda, so thank you for coming, everyone. Appreciate it. I guess you want to know what it's like.
Are you here for the outdoor dining thing? So are you, you're representing Flora and Fauna? Is there any difference this year from last year?
I had sent out an email saying that there were no changes, you had no violations, and everything was fine. Oh, you
Anything
just,
else that we needed to be aware of, like, or
okay.
amendments?
It was a scheduling error. We didn't notice until after those letters were announced. We are having the work session next week, but if you're getting exactly what you had last year, we don't have any problem with your businesses. You can expect the approval at the, what meeting was
March 6th. Well, all the applications that have the same thing and, no violations, no changes, they will be on the March 6th agenda for approval. Okay? Fair enough.
No, yeah, no worries. We just wanted to make sure we
Okay.
knew that the
Good.
code has changed. So we just wanted to make sure that nothing was changing. Okay.
Okay,
Have a great
thank
night.
you. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you for coming. I don't know if you have to turn